Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Eurovision, and I'm not saying the rest of the title because I don't know what it is. So this film stars Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams, and it is a Netflix original, and it follows the story of these two people who are very into music, and they grew up with ABBA and bands like that, and they decide one year to participate in the Eurovision song competition because their other competition ends up having something bad happens to them that makes them able to perform. So they go to the place and they are starting to perform, and it's kind of an underdog tale. I had no expectations for Eurovision, if I'm going to be completely honest. I had no clue what this movie was even about like a week before it came out. The only reason I really heard about it is because it got popular on Letterboxd. A lot of people were watching it on there. That's really the only way that I heard about this movie. And so I went in really with not many expectations about what it was supposed to be, and I didn't end up liking it that much. Eurovision isn't a terrible movie. It's not awful, but it's really bad. It's hard. I don't know. There's something just so off about the entire movie. The thing is, it's a Will Ferrell comedy, sure, but it doesn't feel like one. And it's not your typical Will Ferrell comedy in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I think that this movie is more similar to something, it's not a great example, but like Gem and the Holograms, or, you know, the type of movies where it's about these underdog singers trying to rise up. And I would say it's a lot closer to Gem and the Holograms than it is something like Elf or Step Brothers. And it's a weird choice for Will Ferrell, in my opinion, to do something like that. And he fits fine in the movie, but the problem is that the movie is conflicted between two genres. On the one hand, it wants to be this song movie, and yet at the same time, having Will Ferrell in it almost makes it feel like it's supposed to be a Will Ferrell comedy. And there are parts and spots of this movie where it feels like that type of genre is trying to bleed through, where Will Ferrell was trying to have some sort of creative control and put in a joke that you would normally see in one of his movies, and as a result, it just feels really awkward. Another weird thing about this movie is that it is 2 hours and 3 minutes long, I believe, which is also just way too long for this type of movie. This should have been 90 minutes long, and there's some really weird scenes in it that go on for too long, too. There are scenes where people start singing. There's like a particular scene at a party that feels like it goes on for about 10 minutes, and it's like all singing, and it just doesn't feel right watching it. It feels like there's something off about it. And the songs in it as well just aren't great. None of them really overwhelmed me or made me feel anything. Overall, Eurovision is just like a weird movie. It's a hard one to review. I understand why people would enjoy it, but a lot of it is also making fun of Europeans in a really odd way. Will Ferrell did this earlier this year with his movie Downhill. It was a movie about Europeans, about Americans going to Europe, and this one, it's actually Europeans in Europe, but it feels like Will Ferrell is just making fun of them the entire time. He's not even paying any sort of respect to them. He's just making fun of them. And again, that's the type of Will Ferrell comedy that seeps through this otherwise very music-focused, trying to be motivational movie. Beyond that, I don't know. I just didn't love Eurovision. There's all the dynamics between relationships in the movie, all the conflict just doesn't feel right. Overall, I ended up not liking Eurovision very much. And I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Eurovision. So, what are your thoughts on this movie, or what is your favorite Will Ferrell comedy? Comment in the comment section below, and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.